Shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the hopeful elect taking this truth to the four corners of the earth. This is your brother Odar with a lesson. I want to kind of go into Yahawashi and some parallels I've been seeing in Scripture every time when he shows up or when he's revealed in certain cases in Scripture, how the power of his presence, the power of what and who he is, and the effects of death, judgment that takes place on both heathen and Israelites alike. This story right here, I'm going to start off in John, and then I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back all the way to Genesis. So you got John 18:4. Yahawashi, therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him. This is right as he was done praying, sweating blood in the Garden of Gethsemane. He had his disciples with him, and he's literally steps away from getting ready to get taken to the cross and get a very hard beating. He had to pray like three separate times, man. He was so overwhelmed with the pressure of what he was going to do, the accomplishment of the cross, that he was actually sweating great drops of blood. And after the third prayer, he was standing strengthened by the angel, and now he's with Peter. So I'm going to start back in the beginning. Yahawashi, therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him, went forth and said unto them, Whom seek ye? Verse 5, they answered him, Yahawashi of Nazareth. Yahawashi said unto them, I am he, and Judas also, which betrayed him, stood with them. Now look at this. As soon then as he had said unto them, I am he, they went backward and fell to the ground. This was the response to him identifying himself as being the Son of the Most High. I am Yahawashi of Nazareth. These are Roman soldiers. They are under the authority of Rome and Caesar. They are a representation of the earth's authority at its highest peak at the time, which was the Roman Empire. And at the sound of the voice of Yahawashi identifying himself as Yahawashi of Nazareth, which is connected to all kinds of prophecy, supernaturally they fell over. Verse 7, then asked he them again. He doesn't even acknowledge that they fell over. Whom seek ye? And they said, Yahawashi of Nazareth. Yahawashi answered, I have told you that I am he. If therefore ye seek me, let these go their way. So this is going to be the platform for what I'm going to go into next. This is going to be a real quick lesson, but it's going to show you how powerful Yahawashi is. So this happened a couple of times earlier in the scriptures. It happened when he was born earlier in the book of John, and it also happened when we were coming out of Egypt, when the firstborn were killed. And I want to show that. Let's go first. Let's go to Exodus. So in Exodus you got 10 plagues, right? And by the time you get to the let me see, Exodus. By the time you get to the 9th plague, let's do Exodus 12. Let me see. By the time you get to the 9th plague, Egypt is pretty much decimated. The minds of the Egyptians, including Pharaoh, they're shook, man. And the Israelites are just like, wow, But it took a period of time from the first plague, which was the staffs being turned into snakes, then the water turned into blood, then the flies and the lice, and there was one more. What was it? It was the snakes. It was the water turned to blood. Then it was frogs, lice. It was something else. I'm missing something else. And then from the 6th plague on, it got really, really intense. Yahweh strikes their cattle. Then they get hail and fire, and then they get boils. And then the locusts come. And by the time the locusts come, that's when Pharaoh's cabinet, they're just telling him, dude, let these people go, man. We are destroyed. And so it's in between the 9th and 10th plague that, I believe, and Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, okay, yes, so this is Exodus 12. So this is one of many. This isn't the only time Yahawashi is revealed slightly in dark saying or in similitudes, because the name of Yahawashi isn't specifically coming out, right? And the firstborn, only begotten Son of the Most High isn't directly being explained, but this chapter is going into some deep stuff. So look at this. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year, and we know the month is declared by the new moon. So you have the first new moon declaring the first new month, and in the first new month we would observe the Passover, which is a revelation and an observation of what the first son, the only begotten firstborn son of Yahweh would do. I got Yashimai calling me into the line. So there's a lot of power in this chapter, and this is all going into Yahawashi, right? And when this holiday is being explained to Yahweh to then direct the children of Israel, you got to remember we're in the process, the soaking state of, or the meditation state, or the marination state of. Those are just words I'm using. You got to remember 9 intense plagues at the hand of Yahweh through Moses and Aaron had struck Egypt, the most powerful nation on earth at this time. So this is the atmosphere. The Egyptians are shook, and the Israelites are receiving instruction from the Most High how to observe their first holy day, their first feast day. And it's a type and shadow and a revelation of one of the functionalities and the priesthood of Yahawashi, our elder, big brother, our king, our redeemer. Someone very, very close to us intimately. So let me read this. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months, which means the head. It shall be the first month of the year to you. So this is the head month. Speak unto all the congregation of Yasharallah, saying, in the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, then let him and his neighbors next unto him, his house, take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make you count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish. Why? Because Yahawashi is without blemish. A male. Why? Because Yahawashi is a male of the first year. Why? Because Yahawashi is the first. He's the firstborn. He's the firstborn son. He's the first son of Yahweh the Most High. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Yasharallah shall kill it in the evening, and they shall take of the blood and strike it on the door. Why are you going to strike it on the door? How come we can't just paint it on the door? Because Yahawashi, when he would be arrested by the Roman soldiers, he was going to get the shit beat out of him. They were going to whip he was going to get so physically beaten that he was going to be unrecognizable as a man, as the scriptures say. So even what he would do in the future is encoded. It's the instruction of it is written in this holiday. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two sides, and that goes into the stripes mentioned that the Most High telling King David about King Solomon that he would strike, that he would stripe, that he would chastise King Solomon with the stripes of the sons of men and the stripes of men. That's what these strikes are. That's what that's talking about. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts, and on the upper doorpost of the house, wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in the night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw or sodden at all with water, but roast with fire. his head with his legs, and with the pureness thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. Thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hands. Why? Because they're going to leave. They're going to eat this, and ye shall eat in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. And this is how we do every Passover. We eat it really fast, like we're literally about to get up and go, because this is how Yahawashi is being revealed in this situation with the Passover, the children of Israel and the nation of Egypt. They would eat the Passover at the end of this chapter, and literally Yahawashi, also known as the death angel, would be released into. He would pass over the children of Israel because he would see the symbol of his blood. He would see the tokens of the observance of the children of Israel, knowing the secret. The Most High does what? He will not do anything in the earth without sharing his secrets with his servants, the prophets. So the secret of putting the blood on the doorpost and eating the Passover lamb was given to the Israelites, because the Israelites are the prophets. The Egyptians weren't told this. They didn't know. And so because they didn't know, they didn't put the blood or eat lamb. And Yahawashi went into the camp of the Egyptians and slew all their firstborn. So we see, so let me see if I can catch that part. And the blood shall be for you a token upon, that's verse 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial. What's a memorial? To Zion or Zion? What's the government called? Mount Zion. We are the memorial, the new temple. And ye shall keep it a feast to Yahweh throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it as a feast by an ordinance forever. We will always observe the Passover, even in the kingdom. 7 days shall ye eat. So I want to go down, and ye shall observe. It goes in this, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which is another very important feast right after. So, and ye shall take the bunches up and pass through and smite these. Okay, let me see. For verse 23, for Yahweh will pass through to smite the Egyptians, and when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, Yahweh will pass over the door, and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you. And Yahawashi is that destroyer. And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. And it shall come to pass, when ye shall be come to the land which Yahweh will give you, according to as he hath promised, that ye shall keep this service. Now I want to go. And it shall come to pass. Hold on, I want to find when he actually does it, because I want to show the severity of this. Okay. And it came to pass, verse 29. And it came to pass that at midnight Yahweh smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. This is all connected. Verse 30, verse 29, 28. All of this takes place literally within hours of the children of Israel receiving instruction on how to observe the Passover. And the Passover is given to them hours or a day after the 9th plague, which was in a list of 10 plagues that have been ongoing, just one explosion, one blow after the next blow to the Egyptians by Yahweh through Moses and Aaron. You got to understand the exhaustion, the terror, the horror, the fierceness of this, and the excitement and the separation of the Israelites from the Egyptians. This holiday does not involve everybody on the planet Earth. This is not what the Western what the Renaissance Western Christianity has done with fucking Easter and bunnies and men dressing in pink and greens and peach colors, all these goofy, feminine-looking fucking colors, and having children hunt for Easter eggs, has completely covered over and sanitized the truth of how dark and nightmarish and judgmental this is, and how exclusive the favor and the grace. Because as you're reading the plagues, none of the plagues are touching the Israelites. The darkness doesn't hit us. Nothing touches us. The lice, the frogs, nothing messes with us. There's a difference. The Most High makes a difference between us and them. So you see the separation, the holiness, right? So with Yahawashi being revealed in Exodus 12, you see the connection to the death of all the firstborn sons of the nation of Egypt in verse 30. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house there that was not dead. Now jump back again to, let's go back to fucking John. They fell back. Look at this. This is not uncommon. As soon then as he had said unto them, I am he, they went backward and fell to the ground. He's revealing himself. They didn't know for sure who he was. He speaks and he says, I am. Yes, I'm he. I am Yahawashi of Nazareth. I'm the same guy that was mentioned back in Exodus 12. Okay? Now what happened when Yahawashi was born? Look at this. King Herod. Let me see. Herod kills children. Let me see if I just... Okay, okay, yeah. So this is Israelites dying because Yahawashi is born. Let me see. Then when Herod saw that he was mocked, so the Magi that came to see Yahawashi because they saw a star in the sky, and they tell Herod, and Herod is an Edomite. Herod is set as king over the Israelites or the Jews, but he's not the same seed line. He's not the same race. This is a white man. Okay, this is how the Hollywood never shows this, because the Israelites are the Southern Kingdom are so-called Negroes. They're Negroes. They're black, so-called black people. So whenever Hollywood has made this movie, it's you always just see just white people. No, Herod was white and not a true Israelite. And when these Magi came and told him that star had been born or Yahawashi had been born, look what happens. They get a dream. Let me see. And was there until the death of Herod that it might be fulfilled which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, out of Egypt have I called my son. So they were told by the Most High to go another direction because he was looking to kill the child. So then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem and in all the coast thereof from 2 years old and under. So all these Israelites died at the appearance and the revealing of Yahawashi. Do you see how powerful this is? From 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently required of the wise men. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying, in Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation and weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted because they are not. So we see how bloody the violence, the fierceness of the revelation and the appearing and the mentioning of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi. It's pretty awesome. Okay? So we see this and this, right? So now, what do we want to do? And we also know that, the story in Revelations, the dragon, we know that the dragon is Esau, the seven-headed dragon. So I saw a dragon. Let me see if that pulled it up. And when I saw, Revelations 12:13, and when the dragon saw that he was, hold on, let's go up further. Okay, yeah, verse 1. So look at this. So we know that Revelations 12 is talking about what happened, what we just saw, right? And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head, and crowns of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. We know it's talking about Israel. It's talking about the 12 tribes. Not the sun and the moon. It's talking about wisdom and understanding. And there appeared under another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon. This great red dragon is also a nation of people. This is not Satan, the prince demon spirit on the left-hand side of Yahweh. Just like the woman is symbolic for a nation, the seven-headed dragon is symbolic for a nation. And this is so the woman is Jacob, and the dragon is Esau. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns. So there goes your Germana Minor, Germana Major, Spain, Britain, France, Rome, Greece, right? And the 10 horns are your EU and your NATO, and 7 crowns upon his head, and his tail drew the third part of the stars of the heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon, that's talking about the southern kingdom in slavery. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered for to devour. Now this line jumps back in time to when Yahawashi was born, right? So you got to understand how to read this stuff. Which was ready to be delivered for to devour her child as soon as it was born. That's talking about when all the 2-year-olds were murdered. But this is the revelation. This is the appearing of Yahawashi. People die, right? And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with the rod of iron, and her child was caught up into God to the heavens. Now let's go into rule all nations. This is what we are at the beginning stages of now, okay? So now that Yahawashi is also going to come back, what happens when a child is born? They come through water, right? The water, the amniotic fluid inside the woman breaks. Well, what's up in the sky? Water, right? Talks about water when Yahawashi comes back in the book of Ezra, 2nd Ezra's 13. 2nd Ezra's 13. So he's going to come back now in his full power. And again, people are going to die. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea. Now the sea is talking about the firmament up in the sky, that it moved all the waves thereof. So there's going to be an opening of a portal as Yahawashi is sent by his father on the father's ship with the hosts of heaven, all these other angry, fiery angels, and they're going to come through, right? That it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it fleeth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the 4 winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. The same exact thing is going to happen when they were asking him who he was in the Gospel of John, and they fell over. The same thing's going to happen when he was born earlier, and 2 years old and under Israelite children died. Those are your 2/3. When during Jacob's trouble, they're going to die. And freaking the same things that happened. What happened when he was in Egypt, when he was being revealed to us in Exodus 12, that the firstborn of all the Egyptians died. This is the true image of Yahawashi, you guys, not this white man with long hair and a robe walking around in sandals that you only see on TV with a fucking British accent. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the 4 winds of the heavens to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. That's the chariot. But I would have seen the region or place whereof the hill was graven, and I could not. That's how big it was. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid. They were scared, and yet there's fight. That goes back into Egypt when Pharaoh's heart was hardened. You don't think he wasn't scared and freaking out? Yes, he was. But the Most High was controlling his mind. You're going to fight me. I'm going to keep making you not let the children go until the very last plague. Same thing. Verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held a sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been, just like when he spoke in the Gospel of John, I am he. They fell over, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been, a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. Verse 11, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. When I first read this, it scared the shit out of me. This is Yahawashi, the son of Yahweh, the Most High, who is a man of war. I got the precept somewhere in here. Let me see. Let's pull it up. Let me see where you at. Boom. Exodus 15:3. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi is a man of war. And Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi is his name. Yahawashi is a man of war. Yahawashi is his name. Kahala Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi Bahashem Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to the elders in the body. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi. I pray that this lesson was edifying. And I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone of whom I learned from. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.